everyone, welcome back to Medicine for the Soul. My name is Alexis and this is 4 Seasons Flow. Today's class is themed all about blooming, just like the flowers in the springtime. We want to think about elongating, growing longer, and overall letting our body bloom into the longest it can be. Let's get started. All right, everyone, we are going to start today in child's pose, so find your way there. Pressing your forehead down into the mat. Just start to take some deep breaths here. As I mentioned earlier, today's class is all about blooming, and the way I kind of interpret the bloom is just finding a lot of lengthening movements, elongating the body. Just as a flower kind of opens up in the spring, we want our body to feel the same way after a colder winter of hibernation, if you get cold weather in the winter, that is. So just really opening up physically, which can ultimately lead to us opening up a little bit more socially, emotionally, mentally, as we prepare for the warmer months and as we continue into them. From here, let's take both the hands, walk them over to the right side. We're just going to push the left hip out to the side a little bit. And it's just a long side stretch. You're going to hear me say elongate, lengthen, create space a lot today. So right off the bat, we're elongating the left side of the body. Coming through center, we'll go over to the other side. So both hands are pointing towards the left. The right hip is going to point out so that we can lengthen the right side of the body. Just creating some space in those oblique muscles. They help support us to stand tall. And bringing that back through center. Palms reach forward, foreheads press down into the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, pull your weight forward, coming to tabletop position. Good. From here, we'll move through cow and cat just to stretch out the spine a little bit. Inhale, cow, arch. And exhale, cat, curve. Again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. One more full breath. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. Bring it back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to step out to plank, but not for a very long time to start with. We're going to walk it out, and then right away, take your right knee, hug it in towards your chest, and then step your right foot in between your hands. Left knee can drop down. Just a quick little transition to get us into low lunge. Now here we're going to lengthen the fronts of the hips, which is our psoas muscle. It's a big, huge muscle that comes across the front of the hip bones, also referred to as the hip flexors. We're going to push the hips forward and down. You're going to feel a big, long stretch across the left psoas. And then from here, we're going to reverse our stretch, send the weight back towards the back leg, but don't sit all the way back onto the heel. Straighten the front leg, lift the front toe, runner stretch. Now we're going to get an elongation of the right hamstrings here. Now what I want to do with my top half of my body is almost try to melt over the front leg. That way you get more of a benefit of the stretch. So you'll notice as soon as you melt over, it gets a lot deeper. Good. This is probably my favorite rotation of these two poses. I love this sequence. Inhale, bring it forward into your low lunge. Push those hips forward and down. Exhale, send it back, runner stretch, straighten your front leg, lift the front toes. I love how you can kind of change up which muscle groups you're stretching as you go through. And I also like how the transition is really smooth. There's just something satisfying about rocking the weight backward and forward and getting two really deep stretches. Good. One more time. Inhale, bring it forward. And And exhale, send it back into runner stretch. Good. One more time. Inhale, come forward, but this time it's just to plant the hands firmly. Tuck the left toes, lift the back knee, step the right foot to meet it in plank. And then we'll switch sides, bringing the left knee in towards the chest. Step it in between your hands, dropping the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Good. From here, send those hips a little bit farther forward on like a downward diagonal. Now you'll feel a stretch in the right psoas. And then we'll switch our direction, rock it back, straightening the front leg, lifting the front toes. Try to release the chest over the left leg this time, left hamstrings. Get the stretch. Good. Again, inhale, bring it forward into your low lunge, opening up those hips. And exhale, switch into runner stretch, straightening your front leg, lifting your front toes. So these two muscle groups on the average American adult, or the average adult, I should say, are just very tight in general. First being most people who work in an office job where they're sitting at a desk for most of their day will have their hips in a flexed position, right? When you're sitting, you're at like a right angle. So by almost going in the opposite direction, we're opening up this muscle connection that has been completely flexed, and now we're extending it. So that's why this feels like a little bit trickier, because usually these muscles are really tight on people who sit for long periods of the day. But that's why yoga is so beneficial, because then we can stretch it back out and help avoid any tightness in the hips. Good. From here, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it back into your plank. Good. Now from here, we'll send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Rock through those feet, reaching one heel down and then the other. Good. I love pedaling just because that movement that's added into the stretch, kind of, you don't have to sit in the stretch really static and wait for the benefit of the stretch to come. You can kind of almost immediately feel it, which I quite enjoy. Good. We'll do this for a couple more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let that come to a still, reaching the heels down to the mat. We'll take a flow here, vinyasa flow. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. And then come back to downward facing dog. Good. We'll lift our right leg up into three-legged dog. Coming forward to plank, bring your right knee with you in towards your chest, just as we did earlier. And then send the right leg across over to the left side, rolling onto the inside of the left foot, outside of the right foot. Left arm comes up into a little side plank variation. Pressing the hips from underneath to lift. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Take the left hand, bring it back down to the mat. Square off the hips. Send it back up into three-legged dog. From here, bending the right heel back towards the right sits bones. Just start to open up the hips a little bit by drawing little circles, little figure eights, little spirals. Whatever you want to do that feels really good and juicy on your hips. Good. Let that go. Extend the right leg back up to the sky. Bring it back forward in towards the chest, but this time you can step it in between your hands. Arms sweep up for a high lunge. Good. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Try to drop the hips a little bit deeper. We can still continue to open up the psoas here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Both hands will come to either side of the front foot. Big push off of the left. Just come in about halfway, pyramid pose. So the goal in pyramid is to get both legs straight. If you have to bend them a little bit for extra support, you're invited to do so, but our ultimate goal is 2 straight legs with all 10 toes pointing towards the front of your mat, parallel feet. Just as we did in the runner stretch, we want to take the chest and try to melt it over the front leg. Just getting just a little bit deeper of a stretch here. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now this is a funky transition. We don't normally see this, but I do like this transition because it really helps you feel the back hip opening up. We're going to take the back toes and open them out to point towards the side, and then just take one step back just a little bit wider. So now I have my right toes pointing towards the front, the shorter end of my mat. I have my left toes pointing towards the side, the longer end of my mat. And then from here, take your right hand, place it on your right ankle. Left hand's going to sweep open. We've arrived in triangle. So we move from one triangle-like position to another, pyramid to triangle. Good, and I just kind of like that rotation, almost like ringing that you get. Ringing with a W, not ringing like my ears are ringing, but ringing like wringing out a wet towel. That kind of twist that you feel in your hip, I think it really helps to kind of connect to what are we doing, opening and lengthening here. Good, inhale and exhale. Good, moving into warrior two. Bend the front knee first, then take a little step out longer with the back leg. Then we can lift the upper body into warrior two. Good, if you need to adjust your feet a little bit, do as you wish in order to get into your most comfortable warrior two. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Good, now from here we're going to twist. Now this is a little bit of a tricky transition. So I'm going to take my left knee and tuck it behind my right knee. As I tuck, I'm going to turn towards my right shoulder. So as I tuck, I'm going to turn and come onto, so first the left sits bone comes down, then the right can come down. Left elbow is going to come over top of the right knee and help us twist. So we're really spiraling here. Lots of twisting and adjusting. I'm turning into a big old pretzel. Inhale and exhale. Good, use the back hand to help press you up a little bit taller. Inhale. Exhale, try to twist just a little bit deeper. Good, we can undo that twist, bring the hands back towards the front of the mat, walk it out into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. And send it back, downward facing dog. Good, let's do the same thing on the left side. We'll start by sweeping the left leg up into three-legged dog. Bring it forward to plank, knee comes with you in towards the chest. Send it across the body, rolling open into our little side plank variation here. Inhale. And exhale. Good, right hand comes down to the mat. Bring the left knee back in towards the chest. Send it back up into three-legged dog. And then we'll drop the heel back and just start painting little circles with your knee, creating some space in the hip to help us lengthen the body. Good, you can go whichever direction you want, whatever speed you want. Parallel, turned open, whatever you'd like. Good, stretch that left leg back out to three-legged dog. This time sweep it all the way through, step it in between your hands. And arms will come up for a high lunge. Good, trying to drop the hips low. Inhale. And exhale. One more full breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good, hands are going to dive down to either side of the front foot. Big push off of the back, coming into pyramid. So just take a moment, just a note for yourself to kind of check in on if pyramid on this side feels easier, more difficult on this side than it did on the other side. we have two legs, so the way that they stretch out might not be completely symmetrical. So just make a note of it. If it's a little bit more difficult, maybe give your left hamstring a little extra love when you're doing your stretches, so that way when eventually we can kind of stretch evenly. Inhale here and exhale. Good. From here, we're going to do our little pivot. So I'm going to take my right toes, turn them out to the side, and then just widen my stance a little bit, take a step out. Left hand's going to come to left ankle. Right hand twists up into triangle. Good. Feeling that big twist and rotation. Inhale and exhale. Reach that top hand as high as you can. We're going to feel the length in the shoulder here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now this I like to do in increments. Bend the front knee first, then step the back foot out longer. Then we can lift the top half of the body. Warrior two. Inhale here. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we tuck. So we're going to tuck the right leg into the crevice of the left. Keep twisting over towards the left shoulder. Twist and tuck. Keep twisting, so left hand comes behind you, right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee, and we'll try to look over the left shoulder. Pretzel time. And we'll take a deep breath here, inhale, and exhale. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Good. From here, we'll slowly untwist back towards the top of the mat. Both hands can plant down. We'll push all the way up into downward facing dog. Take another vinyasa flow. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then send it up and back to downward facing dog. Good. Drop your knees, sit back into child's pose. We'll take 2 deep breaths here in our standard child's pose. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Take both your hands, walk them over towards the right side. Pushing the left hip out, we'll do this little side stretch again. Good. Feel lots of length being created underneath the ribs, above the hip. Walking your hands back through center, we'll go over to the left, pushing the right hip out. And coming back through center, reach those fingertips forward, creating some space in your shoulders, top of your back. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Coming back forward into tabletop. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Good. Right leg sweeps back up into three-legged dog. This time we'll move a little quicker through it. Bring the knee in towards the chest, send it across. Left hand lifts up, side plank. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Squaring off the shoulders, back off to the mat. Send the right leg back up. This time as you tip, keep tipping to lower down onto the outside of your mat. Pushing the hips up, rock star pose. Inhale here. And exhale. One more breath because I love this pose. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Gently lower the hips back down just to build up some momentum, and then we'll take a big push off the right foot, three-legged dog. Right leg sweeps in between the hands and steps here for a high lunge. Arms will come up. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's continue to open up the shoulders here. We'll clasp the hands behind the back in our high lunge, reaching the fingertips down the back leg, open up the front of the shoulders and the chest. You can look up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Gently release the hands to either side of the front foot. Pushing off of the left, step it in about halfway. Pyramid, straightening both legs. Good. Now here in our pyramid, we're just going to test our balance a little bit. If you don't want to, if you're feeling stable enough here and don't want to screw that up, totally understand. Keep your hands down on the mat. If you're looking for a little extra challenge though, you can take both hands, try to clasp them behind the back leg. Just like a little cradle, interlacing the fingertips. Just taking away some points of contact with the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Good. If your hands are clasped, you can gently release them back down to the mat. We'll all twist open into our triangle. So pivoting the foot wide, just the back foot, and then take a step out. Right hand comes to right ankle, left hand twists up. Triangle pose. Good. Let's all look up towards the top hand. Try to reach those fingertips as high as you possibly can. Imagine that you're trying to pull your shoulder out of its socket. Don't worry, it won't do that. But just that feeling of building up all that space so the legs feel longer, we reach up higher. Good. Bending the front knee. Take a step long with the back foot and then lifting up the top half into warrior two. Good. Inhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Exhale, reach back out and try to reach longer than you did last time. Again, inhale, palms come together at heart center. Exhale, reach long. Last one, inhale, palms together. Exhale, reach it long as you can. Good. From here, we'll tuck the left behind the right. Keep twisting all the way around until your right hand comes behind you. Left elbow comes to right knee for our twist. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Pressing into the back hand to grow taller. Inhale. Exhale. Try to twist just a little bit deeper. Good. Undo that twist. Hands come back down flat on the mat. And we'll walk it back out into our downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And send it back to downward facing dog. Left foot's going to sweep up into three-legged dog. Bringing your knee in towards your chest, come forward to plank. Then send it across, opening it up to side plank. Right arm sweeps up. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Right arm comes back down, squaring it off. Send the left leg back up, but then bend, drop open so the hips are pointing up towards the sky. Big push into the left foot, lifting up into our rock star pose. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more breath here in rock star. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Lowering the hips back down to tap. And then gaining some momentum. Take a big push. Pivoting open. Left leg sweeps up. Good. Then slide it in between the hands. High lunge. And arms can lift up to the sky. Inhale here. and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Staying in high lunge, just clasp your hands behind your back, drawing those palms back, opening up the chest and the shoulders, looking up to the sky if you'd like. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Gently release the hands down to either side of the front foot. Big push off of the back foot. Come in about halfway, pyramid. Good. Getting settled in pyramid. You can think about spreading your toes wide, straightening the legs. And then once again, if you'd like, we'll take our balance, trying to wrap and clasp the hands together behind the back leg. Just for a little added support, try to pull the shoulder blades away from the ears as you do this, so we can elongate the neck, keep the stretch in the front leg. Regardless of if your hands are on the mat or behind your back leg, we'll take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Gently release the hands back down to the mat. From here, we'll pivot the back toes open. Take just a little bit of a wider step. Left hand, left ankle. Right hand sweeps up, growing towards the sky. Big deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, looking up towards the top hand. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Placing a bend in your front knee. Take a step out just a little bit longer with the back foot. We'll lift up into our warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we'll add in the arms. Inhale, palms come together, pressing the energy in towards each other. Exhale, reach the hands apart. Imagine that they grow just a little bit further than last time. Good. Again, inhale, palms come together. Exhale, we reach. Last one. Inhale, palms together. And exhale, reach. Good. We tuck and twist. Right knee comes behind the left. Keep twisting, tucking, until your right elbow comes onto the outside of the left knee. Left hand will come behind you. We'll look over the left shoulder. Good. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Pushing your weight into the back hand to help grow taller. Inhale. Exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper. Good. Gently let that untwist. And we'll find our way back to downward facing dog. Good. We'll take another flow. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, up dog. Send it back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, walking it forward. Come to a standing forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, gently sway side to side for ragdoll. Good. You can let that ragdoll come to a still. Release the hands gently down to the mat. Bending the knees slightly, pressing through the bottoms of your feet. Slowly roll up to standing. Feeling each vertebrae stack onto the next. Head will be the last thing that comes up. Take those shoulders, roll them up, back, and down. Just one time to help open the chest. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the palms together and down to heart center. Good. Press the energy between the palms in towards each other to help open up the chest a little bit more. We'll take another deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Gently releasing your hands down to your side. We'll reverse that little spinal roll, starting from the top of your head now. Slowly roll it down into our standing forward fold. Let the weight hang heavy as you roll forward. All slow movement here so we can feel space between each of the vertebrae. Spine is growing longer. Good. From here, bending your knees. Keep bend them all the way until your heels lift. Sits bones are dropped. Then we can let the hands come back to help support us as we gently lower our weight down onto the mat. Good. From here, we'll reach the fingertips forward, taking 5 counts to roll down onto our backs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Once you're there, hug your knees in towards your chest, gently rock side to side. You can close your eyes, but for this part, if you'd like, we're going to do cool down twists, and then we'll move into Shavasana. I love twists for classes where we want to elongate and lengthen, because I feel like it really helps to feel every single vertebrae and feel the space in between them just kind of elongate. We kind of smush our backs when we sit down. So getting that twist to help kind of just grow and pull is just, feels so good. Good. That being said, let's drop both knees over to the right side. Arms are going to come to a T. Head turns to the left for a little twist. Again, eyes can be closed or open for this part. Good. Imagine that your body is just completely releasing. So there's a sense of heaviness to you. You're just letting the knees drop over to the side. We're not holding on to any tension in our hips, in our knees, in our ankles, in our bellies. Gently coming through center, we'll go over to the other side. Knees drop to the left. Arms can stay where they are. Head's going to turn to the right. And on your next inhale, just gently bring your knees back up through center. Give yourself one more little squeeze. And then we can expand out into Shavasana. Legs straight out in front of you, arms at the side of your body with your palms facing up. Closing your eyes, releasing any tension you might be holding in between your eyebrows, behind your eyes, in your jaw. Press the backs of the shoulder blades firmly into the mat to help let the chest open up and flatten. Relaxing here into Shavasana, allowing ourselves to find not only peace in the mind, but also peace in the body. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back into your body. You can just wiggle your fingers and toes or deepen your breath, whatever it is to reawaken after our brief moment of stillness. From here, we'll just all gently lift our arms all the way up overhead. What better way to find some lengthening than a nice full body stretch to close us out? Inhale, reaching the fingers and toes away from each other. Big, long stretch. Good. Exhale, release. Let's do one more. Inhale, big, long reach. And exhale, release. Good. Gently hug those knees back in towards your chest, wrapping the arms around them. We'll slowly rock and roll forward and back, just building up some momentum to come up onto our sits bones. Good. It might take a couple times after your body's been resting. That's okay. Good. Come to an easy seat. Bring your palms to your knees, sitting up tall on top of your sits bones. Shoulders are pressed down and away from the ears. We'll take one more deep breath all together. Inhale. And exhale. Gently open your eyes, bringing yourself back into your space. Just take a look around. Start to absorb where you are in the present moment. Good. Namaste, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are taking this class. Be well, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.